The curious case of Christian Eriksen, out of contract, hasn't extended his deal at Spurs. Is he leaving in the summer, and if so, where's he going, Stewart Robson?
I think he probably will leave, but the clubs he's talking about, Real Madrid, Barcelona, I'm not sure is quite of the quality that Real Madrid and Barcelona would take. Because he would be a free transfer in the summer, maybe they would have him as a second string player, a player that can come on and change a game every so often, which they can afford to do if he's on a free transfer. But that's not what Eriksen would want. I think he feels as though he's a top class player that should be playing in one of the top teams in Europe. I'm not sure he's of that ability.
This season compared with last season, we'll take a look at his stats of recent seasons. But he was an integral part of Spurs reaching the Champions League final. And when he plays well, he's really good to watch. So what's happened? Has a deal already been done, just not signed? Is his mind elsewhere? Why is he not featured much this year?
Well, I speak to one or two people who are quite close to what's happening at Spurs. And whenever they talk about the players that they wouldn't mind going, Christian Eriksen is one of the players they talk about.
Because seems surprising, doesn't it?
It does, but I've watched him a lot, and he's a good technical player. But he drifts in and out of games. I'm never sure that Tottenham could find a real position for him. Is he a number 10?
Yeah.
Does he come off the touchline? You can't play him in central midfield in a 2 because he's not dynamic enough and can't do the defensive side of the game particularly well. So there's always a problem. Whoever takes over, who's ever the manager, where do I fit Christian Eriksen? He's become a luxury player at Tottenham, a player that drifts in and out of games. We've seen it at Arsenal with Ozil. Christian Eriksen is becoming the similar sort of player at Spurs.
Should Spurs have made more of an effort to keep him based on the form that he showed prior to this season?
No, because every player has his price. And we saw, and again I'll use Mesut Ozil as an example, you pay somebody way too much money. We saw that with Alexis Sanchez at Manchester United. Then they don't perform. You've got a massive problem because you're never going to get rid of them after that. And that, I think, would have happened with Christian Eriksen. And Daniel Levy's not going to play over the top. He pays players what he thinks they're worth. And he didn't think that Christian Eriksen was worth a massive wage increase. And I would agree with him.
Does he fit at Manchester United?
Again, where would you play him? At the moment, it looks like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants a dynamic front line with pace. Martial, Rashford, Lingard playing in behind in the number 10 role.
But you'd take Eriksen over Lingard every day.
It depends what sort of player you want. If you want a counter-attacking team, which Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants, you've got to have players with pace. He hasn't got that sort of pace. Is he better in a central midfield role than Paul Pogba? If he stays, is he better than McTominay? Yes, he probably is.
It's if Pogba goes, because I can't see him going to Old Trafford if Pogba's still there. But as a potential replacement for him, your concern is the lack of pace.
Lack of athleticism and dynamism and defensive qualities. When I saw Spurs several years ago and Eriksen, it was either Eriksen or Sigurdsson. I would have chose Sigurdsson every time.
Just have to wait and see what happens. But Christian Eriksen doesn't look like he's staying at Spurs. The big question when he's out of contract in the summer, where next?
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.